ready.
Living the life around the world. It's time for Inner Mouse, your Disney lifestyle destination with JL, John, Scott, and Nicole. Holy gosh!
Hey everyone! Welcome again to another episode of Inner Mouse, the vidcast for those who are striving to lead a Disney-driven life. I'm JL from thedisneydrivenlife.com. With me here this evening are John, guest blogger for the Disney Food Blog.
Thank you.
Scott from collectamouse.com.
What up, peeps?
And Nicole, neurotic Disney individual extraordinaire.
Hello, everybody.
We have a great episode, as usual, in store for you, but also, as usual, before we get into it, we're going to start off with some mousekeeping. Take it, Scott.
Hey, guys. Just to let everybody know, Nicole didn't move up to PA. Yes, I am still in Florida. And we are recording here live at the Keith Barrett Studios. Our new website is now up. So if you check out innermouse.com, it is up. It is a work in progress. We will continue to add to it, modify it. Would love to hear your comments, suggestions. And you know you can email us at show@innermouse.com. So check it out. Let us know what you think. Next week, well, let me start off by saying right now we're working on the DDL Academy Awards.
Woo!
Yeah.
And the voting is over on December 13th. Am I correct, JL, on that? December 13th. So we need you to get your votes in as soon as possible.
Scott, where do I go to vote?
Well, John, it's amazing that you would ask that because I have that answer. You will go to the DDL page, and it's the DDL Academy Awards 2010 page.
So over on the DisneyDrivenLife.com, if you are looking in the left sidebar with the list of pages, select the one that says DDL Academy Awards 2010.
Thank you.
There you're going to find a survey that we want you to fill out where you're going to cast your vote for your favorite nominees in the various categories. We want everyone to go out, vote, represent so we can have the most accurate results for, so that we can see who are the people we should honor the most for making a great impact and helping us all to lead a Disney-driven life.
And thanks for that. We appreciate it. And we will be announcing the winners on our next show, which will be on the 14th. And we'll announce all the winners. And we hope that you guys tune in. It should be an awe-inspiring show that I'm hoping we win an Academy Award for the show itself.
You do not want to miss it. We're all going to be glammed up, glitter dresses, tuxedos, top hats, and all for the very first Disney-Driven Life Academy Awards ceremony.
It's funny because when the Academy Awards announced the host is always so amazed that they got picked and they love it. I wonder who's going to be the MC for these Academy Awards.
Well, that would be you, John.
Oh my God! I didn't even know. It's so cool.
I know him.
I'm so upset that I didn't get chosen.
You are the host, the co-host MC.
Another reason why you don't want to miss it next week. Our very own Panda will be emceeing the entire thing.
Oh yeah.
So be sure to join us next week right here for the Disney-Driven Life Academy Awards ceremony. Is that all that we have for mousekeeping?
That's what I got.
Okay. And again, before we got into our topic for the evening, I wanted to introduce something that I thought we should maybe call Care and Share, where we can kind of update our listeners as well as ourselves as what's happened over the last week. And we had a big thing happen this last week.
A big old thing.
Yeah, Nicole, why don't you go ahead and get into it?
Well, I assume you're referring to our first Inner Mouse meet.
I am.
Which was fantastic. We want to give a big thank you so much to everyone that came. We had some awesome swag that we gave away, like t-shirts, buttons, window clings. There were a lot of people that came together to help us out and get those things.
We gave away
It
prizes.
was a big success on so many levels.
It was a complete success. Our minds exploded with the results of what happened. We had, from as best we could tell, a little over 70 people show up. And that just blew our minds.
Do we know how many people were in the box, too? Because
I heard different things, so I'm not sure. I wasn't watching it the whole time. Some people told me 10. Some people told me about 20. So I'm not sure at any given time what the exact number was. But we definitely had our inner box people there with us.
Inner boxers.
Gotta love the inner boxers.
In addition to the 70 whatever it was that showed up to party with us in the Animal Kingdom Jumbo House.
Great place to have a meet.
I thought it was called Jumbo House.
Yeah,
that's right.
You do think that, don't you?
The ostriches came.
The ostriches showed up and a
Yeah,
giraffe.
they did.
A roan, what what is it, a roan elk or antelope or something like that as well.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
The kids were loving it. We had all the animals come out and lots of good things. The panda children's table was a huge
awesome.
success.
Oh, that was huge.
I was happy that it was because I figured if you build it, they will come, and it really happened. I was like, that's
Those
satisfying
kids,
that it
They were
worked.
totally into it. So, you are going to have to be checking out those pictures because they are all waiting to find out who won the coloring contest.
Well, most of the kids did ask me who won, and the truth is they all won. Weekly, I believe. Is that correct? That they will
Yes.
be on the Disney-driven line?
Yes,
awesome.
we've decided
Yeah.
that we are going to somehow get copies of these pictures that these beautiful NDKs colored. We're going to feature one a week on the DisneyDrivenLife.com.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And let me tell you, there were some really good colors.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Like, I thought they were going to be like scribble. They were.
They were going to
Christine.
town.
Oh,
They
yeah,
were
they
doing
were
their
serious.
best for you.
They were.
They
Well,
were
my
absolutely
wife
doing
was
their
so
best.
proud that you made her the
Official
official
Peggy,
Ripper.
Scott's wife was the official Ripper because we had 4 Disney coloring books. And the kids were like, how are we going to get the pictures on? So you have to go to that lady there, and she will tear neatly the page out for you. And I was like, when I went up to Peggy, she took it very seriously. She's like, yes, I've already had 2. Like, 2
She's
orders had
qualified.
come in.
She's qualified, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. She handled it with grace and style, so.
Thank you to
Definitely.
everyone that signed the guest book. It
Oh,
was
I gotta
very
read that.
heartwarming to read it.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
We
Yes,
are
I
gonna
read
be
it the other
making
night.
time.
Oh, that was incredible. And all of your comments were very well taken, and we appreciate it, and it means a lot to us. What I'd like to do, JL, can we possibly, if I scan in all those pages, could we possibly put up a page for something for the show, and we can show people's
Anything
comments?
is possible.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah, we have a few people to thank for everything that went down at our first meet. I think the first one would be Rick Howard. He was our primary sponsor.
Yep.
Rick is with Kingdom Magic Travel and the Travel with Rick vlog. Definitely go check out the Travel with Rick vlog. I'm on it a couple times.
I know, I've seen you.
Because I've been in some of his episodes. It's a really fun vlog where he goes through a ride through every week, and then he's got a guest that he usually talks about it with, and then there's always a giveaway too, so you got that to look forward to. And then also Henry Work and Len Tessa. Henry showed up at our meet. We were so privileged to have him there. They're with touringplans.com. They also donated some touring plans subscriptions to give away at our meet, which we did. We gave some to the inner box people. So they weren't missing out on the other giveaways. We did have some fantastic giveaways.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Howard had brought in, we gave away a park hopper pass, and we gave away fast passes, that not your average fast pass, but a fast pass that you could use at any time and choose between 3 different rides. And one set of fast passes was for the Animal Kingdom, the other was for the studios, I believe, and was one for Magic Kingdom?
I thought it was Epcot.
Epcot, yeah.
Epcot? Okay. So we were just giving away things right and left.
I was shocked with how many prizes we
It was
had.
amazing.
We had the
Yeah.
the limited edition, weren't they limited edition? The
Pen
Haunted
set.
Mansion
Haunted
pen
Mansion.
set.
Those were donated by Becky Barrett, and we want to send out a thank you to her as
Oh, thank
well.
you, Becky.
Thank you,
She
Becky.
was so
That's
giving.
BB 1955. I love Becky.
She's
I
here.
love Becky, too. She's awesome.
Absolutely. She was a big part in helping us to have a successful meet, and we're really grateful to her.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot forget Todd and Cheryl Perlmutter. They were running the live stream and chat the whole time so that the Innerbox people could connect with us. And Lynn Wiltsey, is that how you say it, Lynn? Lynn Wiltsey. She gave us some adorable little gift bags with little presents for the kids that showed up.
Yeah,
So I
that's
loved
nice.
it. It was a big family affair. It wasn't just something that the adults were all into and the kids just had to endure until their parents were ready to go. I think the kids were really loving
Kids
it.
were having a good
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were
Yeah.
having a
They
good
were.
time.
That was a blast. The whole thing was a blast. I don't know about you guys, but I was exhausted when it was over.
I
You
know.
know what it was? It was more emotionally draining than physically
Yes.
because
It
you were
was.
just trying to connect with everybody and find out who everybody was. And
And it was so humbling. There were so many people there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I must have gave out about 400 hugs, I think.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You know what I
and
wish?
even though Keith was not there, he was there in spirit. I
Yes.
thought about Keith a lot.
Agreed.
This is Keith Barrett, who you saw in the beginning of the show.
Yes.
Not related to Becky Barrett, although maybe they are. I don't know.
It's a distant.
So many Barretts going
She's
around.
been here many times, though.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, we were having a great old time, so much so that the equivalent of Disney Police almost broke it up a few times. Right?
Yes.
There were Disney people with microphones that looked very studious with walkie-talkies, headsets, and they were looking over the group, and then they just walked away.
Maybe they were counting us to make sure we weren't over room capacity.
We were definitely over. Wasn't the room
Which I
capacity
think
50?
we were.
Oh yeah, we were way over.
I think
We
we
were
were
over, but they
over
didn't-
room capacity.
They didn't mind. They were okay, and they just walked away because I gave them that look, and they were like, "Okay."
You don't want that look.
Yeah, you
No.
know. Oh, wait. Can I do what my dad does? that was enough to get us to be good.
So in that room, it was like sunken down a little bit. It was like a den kind of, and then there was the balcony on the back where the animals were, and people were coming just from the lobby, going through to look at the animals. And a couple times I was like, I had the bowl I was taking names for our giveaway, and I was trying to get everyone as they came in, and I was like, "Hi, welcome," and the guy was like, "Hi."
Hey, what's
He
going
was
on?
totally just a guest.
Yeah,
Had
70
nothing
people.
to
We didn't
do
mention
with
that
our
68
meat.
were just staying at the Animal Kingdom. Didn't know who Inner Mouse was.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
No, I know a couple of. There was a couple that came in and they were standing at the edge, going, "What's going on?" And I said, "Oh, we're all friendly. Just come on in. We're having a good time." And she was like, "Okay." So she came down.
Oh,
and-
really?
Yeah, it
Cool.
was really cool. So
Then there
really
was
cool.
Lorraine and Thomas. Lorraine and Tom, I think, who came in and said, "We just did a search yesterday for Disney podcasts and we found you and here we are."
Yes, I
Wow.
Did you know?
met
Yes, I
them.
met them.
I like
I
them.
remember that.
yes, they're very nice
I
people.
wonder if they're here now. They might even, if Lorraine and Thomas are here, or if I have the or Robert. It might be Robert.
I think it
Lorraine
was
and
Robert.
Robert.
I
Lorraine and
remember the Robert.
If you're here, show yourself.
Bring it out.
Yeah, Lorraine
Rap
and
on a
Robert.
table. It's time to respond. Speaking of which, Barbara, did you meet
Ring the
Barbara,
bell.
the Haunted Mansion nut? Was it Barbara Gardner?
Yes.
We're not supposed to talk about her.
What?
Really?
Really?
We're moving on.
Okay. Enough said.
Okay, I had also something that I needed to bring to you all tonight because I need help. I realized I have a problem.
It's okay.
What is
We're
it
here for you.
now?
After this week of reunion and constant activities from like Wednesday night on and no sleep and my fly girl came out, I was dancing at Atlantic Dance Hall and really partying and all that. And I got sick. I kind of feel like I hit Disney overload. I feel like I've just spoken blasphemy as a neurotic Disney mom.
Well, you do need help. We need an intervention.
So here's the thing, like
See
tomorrow
the
I'm
doctor.
supposed to go to chaperone for Miller's third grade field trip to Epcot. And I have to get there at 8 in the morning and I'm just like, oh, I really think I would like to stay home. This has never happened to me before. Has anybody ever dealt with this before? What's wrong with
It
me?
wasn't Disney
Not
overload.
gonna lie, I'm
happened?
kind of feeling it a little bit right now after 8 days in a row at the parks.
Scott,
in addition
we have
to
to do our
school,
own show.
in addition to stuff,
Intermouse intervention.
Well, I didn't do as much as you guys, so I didn't get the overload yet.
I totally have some advice for you.
Please.
This has happened to you before. It's just, it gets really hectic with the running around and everything. And I mean, we get to go so frequently because we live here. And I think the thing is really, sometimes you just have to take a break. Like, it's so much fun and I wish I could go every day. But, sometimes I'll just not go and like watch a movie and that'll make me like
Maybe
better.
so I need to do more of the Disney at home rather than Disney in
Yeah.
the parks. I
Because-
need to nurse my inner mouse.
I'll tell you what. On the
hurting.
17th, you go back to PA, and I'll stay here.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Solved.
Not only would I be removed from Mickey, but I would be forced to go into the cold, and I can't handle
Oh, yeah.
anything colder than it already is right at this moment. All right, I like that, Nicole.
You need an intervention.
I need to just do the Disney thing at home and nurse my inner mouse, and then I'll be ready to
Do you know what I think a lot of it was? And it's just a guess, but I think there was just so much going on, and there was so many people, and so many people you wanted to see and talk to and be with, that it is overwhelming and it is emotionally draining.
Really
Yeah,
is.
that's what I
And
feel
I-
like I just hit
And
a
I think
wall.
if you went into the park by yourself or just with your family and nobody else knew you were there, you'd probably be fine and enjoy
I know
yourself.
that's another alternative, to go to the parks and do it by myself.
Yes. Yes.
I like this. I like this therapy with this therapy session we're having here, these methods. I think I'm gonna have to try them.
Take one of
I
these
can't
two.
do it tomorrow though. I gotta go and chaperone like somewhere between 4 and 8 kids around Epcot all day.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you for that and for the kids because you're going to be the coolest mom ever. You need to be like, well, there's a hidden Mickey here and this was built
Oh, I'm
then.
totally gonna be
And-
rocking
yeah.
it. Totally.
I think once you get there and you fall into it, you're going to be awesome. Don't worry about it.
Totally.
Yes.
So I went to this meeting with all the other chaperones to talk about this Epcot trip, and all the moms were kind of like, yeah, well, I think that we might be able to go on that, where the movie is with, like, Magic Journeys, and I'm like, Magic Journeys? How many years ago was that? You guys need to get it right. It was Honey, I Shrunk
Did you
the Kids
freak
for
out?
Forever, and now it's Captain EO. I was like,
Captain Ego, I love it.
well,
I know a couple Captain Egos.
That's great.
Captain EO is probably Captain Ego. So, anyway,
I just flew in to show you how wonderful I am.
I think he just...
I'm Captain Ego.
Wait, that's a
I
JLism.
know, I think he just sponsored this
I
show.
love that.
Captain
Jackie?
Eagle.
Show
Jackie,
notes
if you
today
could, please.
sponsored by Captain Ego.
Don't
Yes.
you look almost
Jess
as
keeps
smashing as me?
So, yeah, I know I'm totally going to be rocking it with all the kids, because especially these kids, some of them don't, we have APs, but some of them don't have APs, and they only get to go, like, once in a while. So they're going to be totally into it. I probably will snap right back into it and be showing them everything. The other chaperone that has to be partnered with me, she's not going to know what hit her.
No.
She is not.
No.
I'm not going to know what hit her.
I'm just hoping you don't snap and freak out and kill everyone in the park or anything.
No, I will not be doing that.
I've seen her mad.
It's not a pretty sight. Yeah. Okay. So, well, on with our topic for this evening. It's the season of giving. We're in the holiday season. Everybody's feeling the spirit, the Disney spirit, the Christmas spirit, and all other kinds of spirits. So, and everyone's extra generous with giving. So we thought that we would focus on that tonight. Now, we hit Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago, but this week we wanted to kind of talk about giving rather than the thankfulness and do it with a little bit of twist. I'm pretty sure that everyone in the chat room and almost everyone listening that has been to Disney has had some kind of experience with a cast member where they have given to you to enhance your vacation experience at Disney, create a beautiful memory, and make it all the more special than it would have been had they not been involved. That's just the Disney way. Mm-hmm. So we were going to share a little bit about that this evening. I thought that we would start with we have some special birthday stories that we wanted to share, and how cast members had reached out to us and helped our birthdays to feel that little extra something. And Nicole, I wanted to start with you.
Well, when you wear your super cute special birthday button, that, every cast member that sees you seems to say, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So, nothing too crazy happened, but just the thought of wearing that and everyone saying that was really special to me. And especially in the year of the birthday, before when you got in for free on your birthday, I didn't have my annual pass yet. And I went with my stepdad and started counting I said, there have been like 5 people that said happy birthday already. I'm going to see and count how many all day long. So we stayed all day, and there was like 48 people that said happy birthday. So I wanted to carry this tradition on. So we went for my mom's birthday. Gosh, we need to find other things to do. No, we don't. No, I can't.
Absolutely not.
So she did the same thing, and we counted. And I think we were up to like 45 when we went into the laugh floor. And the guy saw the button, and it said that he was from the same area as her or something, so they got into conversation. And
I'd say they're married with 4 children.
Not so much. But we walked up a little bit, and then all of a sudden we hear him, and it was a full line in the laugh floor. Did I call it the Laugh Factory? What is it, so I don't sound like...
The Laugh Floor.
Comedy Club.
Laugh Floor.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a full line in there, and he gets on the mic and says, we have a birthday in the house. We want everyone to sing to Joyce. So,
Wow.
100 people or however many people are in there saying happy birthday to her. And, I mean, people sing happy birthday. Some people think it's cool. Some people hate to celebrate their birthdays. My mom thought it was amazing. And the rest of the day, she was like, okay, so my mom's a huge New York accent. So we're up to 47 and, plus 100 because they sang to us in there. So, and then, at the end of the day, it was...
Plus 100.
Okay, 75 and plus 100 because of the laugh floor. I was like, Mom,
That's awesome.
You're too cute.
Did she get all embarrassed when they did that at the laugh floor?
She was redder than a tomato. Amazing.
Love it.
She totally loved it, and she just was like, and I was doing the annoying it's her.
It's her.
It's her right here.
Did they call her out during the show when they do the stuff then, or not?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
It was just that guy, and when we walked out, he was totally by the entrance again, and she was like, you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Good story.
I do love that. Well, this is my first year being in the parks near my birthday. I'd never been in the parks in November before, and that was just a few weeks ago. So I had my little button, and this was not a big deal. But, in our family, because of, health circumstances and all that kind of thing, usually birthdays kind of get not glossed over, but we don't have a big affair because we can't do the cake and, the traditional birthday thing. So, anyway, I'm not as accustomed to having a big deal made out of my birthday. So I'm in the park with my little button, and yes, I get the, like, tons of happy birthday, and I'm telling you, I can get used to that real fast. Real fast. So I'm at the lunching pad because I'm getting ready to try one of these cream cheese soft pretzels that D for Disney told me that are amazing, and I had to try it, so I thought I would.
And how was it?
Yeah, I had about 4 or 5 bites of it, and then I was like, no more.
Okay.
I just can't do that again. Probably ever. Sorry, D. All the soft pretzels are yours.
You didn't like it?
It was just too much. It was too heavy, and I felt kind of like sick afterwards. I can do them like 3 or 4 bites. Not that big, huge thing. So I bought the pretzel, and I put my credit card away. And the guy at the window, he said, "So do you want a soda to drink?" And I thought, it's kind of weird that he's asking me now. I just put my credit card away. But I said, being nice, I just said, "No, that's okay." And he goes, "For your birthday, you don't want a soda?" And I'm like, dude, he means free. Yes. I am on that. I said,
Dude, he means free.
I was all over it. So I was like, oh, yes, I will take a soda. Thank you very much. So, and that was, not a big deal. But something, recognize my little button, my birthday. It made me feel special. Somebody wanted to give me something. So, yeah, that made my birthday special.
Well, Lady Aurora on the chat room just said, if you're going to eat one of those, don't go on Space Mountain. It will end badly.
For the people behind you.
And underneath you. And the rocket isn't the only thing
and then
that's going
after
to
he
be
gave
launching.
her the soda, he said, "Ain't I wonderful? Captain Ego."
We're going to make
You
up
totally
shirts.
killed my punchline. I was in the middle of delivering.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Deliver.
I stole it from you.
It's going to be ruined now, but
We'll
I'll
fix
say
it.
it
We'll
again.
fix it on the
I'll
audio.
repair it
Don't
as you
worry.
go. Good.
Are you going to have to laugh just
Repair
for the
it.
effect?
I will.
All right. I said the rocket ship won't be the only thing that's launched.
And stop.
Yeah, okay, you guys really saved that. Thank you.
It's because we love you.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, Nicole, was it you had another story to share that happened on your personal birthday?
Oh, no, it's just the
It was
first one.
just your mom's?
Well, yeah, I just was,
Okay.
I kind of talked about it in the
You could steal
beginning a
my
little.
punchline coming up soon.
All right, I'm totally going to kill it.
Okay. I don't really know where it's coming, but
Crush that punchline.
I'm
Crush
going to
it.
crush it. Okay, we also thought of some things. Now, many of you probably attended the parks during the Year of a Million Dreams because it was actually multiple years of a million dreams.
Yep.
So it was a long period of time to experience it. But, Scott, you had something that you wanted to share that happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had, my wife and I were here, and we had reservations at Wolfgang Puck's in the really nice section upstairs, the fine dining. And we got there, and we were a little bit early, so we thought, oh, we'll just kind of hang out and that kind of thing. And I started talking to one of the cast members, and it was really nice. And we were just chatting away, and he said, oh, there's the manager. Let me call him over so you can meet the manager of the fine dining. I said, great. So I met the manager. We had this really great conversation. He was asked, where from Pennsylvania am I from, blah, blah, blah. He said, why don't you just come on up early? He said, just come on up to the restaurant. So I went up there, and they were still, getting tables ready and everything else, and we had this nice conversation. He says, I'd really like to do something special for you. And as all of you already know, my wife and I are big foodie people. So he says, we want to treat you to, I think it was a 4-course dinner on the house in the best table. And I think it was a $100 wine credit.
For your birthday?
Just because we were us.
Oh.
Wasn't for our
Year
birthday.
of a Million Dreams?
Year of a Million
Wow.
Dreams.
Okay,
Wow.
that's
So
Oh, my.
I was floored, and I'm going, you're kidding me. You're just messing with me. What? No, he was dead serious. So he comes over to me and he says, would you like us to stay on the menu, or would you like the chef to come out and talk to you and create your own menu? And I was like, oh, definitely have the chef come out. So
my
the chef
word.
comes out. We had a great conversation. Talk about somebody who was passionate about what he does. The chef was so excited to say, all right, he's letting me create. He's letting me do what I want to do. So he was just asking about food allergies and what types of things we like, and do we like seafood and different things. And we said, just go to town. Here's the things we like. Go to town. So then the sommelier comes over, so the wine steward comes over, and he says, what would you like to go with this? And I said, well, I don't even know what the chef's making. Can you work it out with the chef? And whatever you recommend, we'll get. Because I'm thinking, I got a $100 wine credit, so should I get a bottle of wine that's $99? No, I don't think so. So we came out with this Bordeaux that was, I don't know, $150 bottle of wine or something.
Wow.
So,
gosh.
so he brought this out, and he's like, it has to breathe, and all this other wonderful stuff. It was the most amazing experience for Peggy and I. The food was amazing. We were so full when we left, and the wine was so amazing. So the manager comes out at the end, gives us a custom-made menu. In the menu thing, the card thing, it gives that to us signed by the chefs, all the chefs in the back, and it had his card in there, and he says, if you come back, let me know. And it was amazing.
Do you know what floors me about
awesome.
that is that it's Wolfgang Puck Restaurant, which isn't a Disney restaurant. That's just it's located in downtown Disney, but it's not a Disney entity.
Well, see, and I thought the same thing, and I said, I didn't think you could do that. And he goes, oh, yeah, we could do that.
Amazing.
And he had the special certificate and everything about you've been bestowed a dream and, whatever. Aww. So it was amazing, and it's something Peggy and I will never forget. So we've been back since, and I did contact the manager, and he was very sweet to us, and my brother was down, so he sat us all on a great table, and he was really kind.
Keith says that after you left, some celebrity came in and was like, where's our meal? Where's our tea?
Wait, I thought I was a
you mean the other Scott. Oh, you weren't Scott Baio.
No.
Oh, that's so...
I wasn't even Scott Otis. So, no, it was very funny, and it was a good time, and we just never forget it.
That is awesome.
I have the menu in with all of my Disney
Do you know
stuff.
if that was an official, like they were trying to give out a dream for the Year of a Million? Okay, that was.
Yeah, it was one of their things, and I just felt right place, right time, and, he certainly didn't have to pick us, and they were so nice to us. It was just wonderful, so...
I had something that happened to my family during the Year of a Million Dreams that really struck me because, these cast members, a lot of times what they're doing when they go the extra mile, it's not because it's their job. I mean, they are taught the Disney way, but most of them just really love it. They love it, and they love seeing you react and the joy that they're able to bring to your lives. And that happened to us during the Year of a Million Dreams. Some of you have heard me tell this story before, but we had gotten into the Magic Kingdom early, and we were stopped by a cast member with a walkie-talkie, and he was this, big Italian New York guy, kind of like you.
That's what I was just...
But he was bald, a little intimidating and scary looking. He pulls out this walkie-talkie, stops my son, and he goes, "Hey, fellas, I found him. Yeah, I got him, the one you're looking for." And Miller just stopped oh my gosh, what did I do? I don't know what is happening here. Am I in trouble? We all didn't really understand what was happening, but Miller's look was just whoa. And so he was like, "Hey, you, come follow me." So we follow him, and he starts to take us to where that sword is stuck in the stone for the Sword in the Stone show. And the look on Miller's face was just complete panic because he didn't understand why that was there, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know they did executions in the Magic Kingdom." And this big tough man is like, "You follow me." And so we get up there, and he does this whole thing and tells Miller, "I want you to pull the sword out of the stone. You're pretty tough there with your pirate shirt on," which is, I think, why they stopped us, because he was wearing a pirate shirt. We were probably the first people that walked through the gates because, we were there before rope drop. We were probably the first people to walk through with the pirate shirt, and that might have been how they knew to select us. So he tells him he needs him, the big tough guy, to pull the sword out of the stone, and so Miller was like, "Oh, shoo, I'm not going to get killed. This is great. And yes, you've picked the right man because of these big,
was he
muscles
doing that?
Things right here." He wasn't showing his muscles, but you definitely saw his stature, he puffed out his chest and was like, "Yes, I am your man." And so he pulls out the thing, and he just is so happy. But what was even cuter was the cast member who was watching the whole thing when it was over. And I don't know if it was his first time doing this, because he seemed awfully excited, and he gave Miller 5 things. So we got done, and he was like, "I'm going to give you such and such," and he pulls out this present out of the bag. And now Miller's kind of like his daddy, and for those of you that know Joel, he's a wonderful man, but he's not extremely expressive. He's very reserved, and so while he may be jumping up and down on the inside, he just kind of looks like this on the outside. He looks mildly amused on the outside, but he's ecstatic on the inside. So Miller's kind of like that. And so I think maybe because Miller was kind of like, "Yeah, that's nice," the guy kept pulling stuff out of his bag, and he was like, "Wait, there's more. So he gave him a certificate that explained that he did the deed. Then he gave him this like personally autographed picture of Alice and the Mad Hatter. And then he was kind of like, and he gave him this golden ticket to use on a ride to get to the, front of the line on any ride at any time that he wanted. And then after that, like, Miller kept trying to leave the stage, and he was like, you, get back here. And so Miller had to keep going back on the stage. He starts blowing bubbles all around Miller, and Miller's like, what is happening? I just am ready to go. So after he was done bestowing Miller with many, many gifts, and my guess is that he was trying to, see a reaction of some sort from Miller, which I could tell that Miller was just beyond, happy. He pulled the sword out of the stone. He got named Prince of the Day with this official sticker.
And then Willy Wonka told Charlie he could have the chocolate.
Something like that.
And they now own the Magic
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Says to me, so are you going to use your Fast Pass, your golden ticket Fast Pass thing right now? And me being the neurotic Disney mom, I'm very familiar with my touring plans and what lines this would most benefit us. I know that we're here at Rope Drop when all the lines are very short, and it's not necessary for me to use a Fast Pass at 8:30 or 9 or whatever it is in the morning. The Dumbo line is still within reason, and we needed to get to the Dumbo line because that was what Ellie wanted to do. No, we were not going to use the Fast Pass right then. So I told him, no, I think we're going to wait. We'll use it later on in the afternoon for Splash Mountain or Thunder Mountain. And you should have seen the look on this guy's face just dropped. Like, like he couldn't believe he wasn't going to get to see it. He tried to, push it like, don't you think you should go ahead and use it? I was like, we're headed to the Dumbo ride, and we really need to get going because as we stand here talking to you, the line is getting longer. I'm going to use this Fast Pass later on in the day. And I was was kind of firm with him. I mean, it's like, don't mess with the neurotic Disney mom. I've got a plan, and we're sticking to it. So we started to walk towards the Dumbo line, and I just feel like this stalking presence. So I look behind me, and Ed, his name was Ed, is following us, kind of like he's not sure if he should approach. He's kind of hanging back, but still with us, and hanging back and still with us. And I'm like, what is going on? So finally I stop and I turn around and I look at him. And he's like, you know what? You follow me. I'm going to get you to the front of that Dumbo line. He goes, because the Prince of the Day waits for no one, was what his words were. And we were like, whoa, baby. So he takes us to the front of the line, and he, gets us up where the ladies who are shoveling kids into the Dumbo cars are.
Shoveling kids into the Dumbo car.
Such a visual.
Wait, think of...
Well, sometimes it kind of feels like
JLism.
Shoveling kids into the Dumbo cars. Yes, well, that's what was doing. So he goes and he's like, you all wait here. Oh, and he makes a point to tell my daughter, since you are the sisters of the Prince of the Day, that automatically makes you princesses of the day. And my girls were just like, oh my goodness, we are princesses of the day. Our brother is getting us to the front of the Dumbo line. He tells the lady, he goes over to her, whispers something in her ear. She turns over and she winks at Miller, and he starts hiding behind me because he's completely embarrassed and turning shades of red. But that cast member was on a mission, and he stayed there, and he waited till he watched us get on the Dumbo car next so he could see how happy we were. And I just was incredibly impressed with that. What it meant to my family and everything. But to see this guy's reaction, he was all in it. He wanted to make sure he saw us getting a special
I think he is
occasion.
Captain Ego.
He might have been Captain Ego.
Captain Ego. Yeah. Nice.
So, yeah. Well, Nicole, you had another a story about Big DSP, right?
Yes. So we had a lot of awesome people here in Disney World this weekend. One of those people was on Twitter. His name is @BigDSP. His name is Scott. He came down here with his family from Texas, and they have some beautiful children that they've adopted. And a cast member, let me pull up my story, actually found them on waiting in line for the princesses, and he was with his daughter Jayla, and the cast member brought them to the front of the 90-minute line to meet the princesses.
Nice.
Wow.
Then
I love anyone that saves me 90 minutes of
this is true.
So exciting for the people behind you, I must say.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine being the next one and then you see someone, another family? Oh wait,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably weren't making friends in that line, but go ahead with your story.
so special for her though. And then the cast member got them on the Barnstormer and put them in the front car for 3 consecutive rides.
Wow.
Got to
Nice.
stay in the car.
Was there
That's
any
awesome.
special reason for this?
I don't know. They, maybe they just said, "Hey, let's do something nice for family."
I think it's because that family's just awesome.
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 What a nice guy. And so then, I guess this happened a couple days ago. Then the day after, I'm assuming, he said, another scenario tonight. This was a couple days ago. They got a private jungle cruise. It was only them and a cast member driver. And the cast member driver let Lane drive the whole time.
Wow.
Drove I mean, the risk in that was, that he would maybe hit an elephant on the
Sure.
ride or something was very high. So for her to let him do that was fantastic. I mean,
So were any animals harmed in that Jungle Cruise ride?
no animals were harmed, but a little kid went home very happy, I'm sure.
I'm very glad at that.
That's awesome.
I'm very
You know,
glad.
that kind of stuff just really, really
That is
makes
awesome.
it, a memory that kid will always have.
Yeah. I drove the Jungle Cruise, bro. I can't say that. Can any of you say that?
No.
Sure
No.
can't.
That's
Although
awesome.
Miller, they always pick Miller. Miller can claim that he's driven one of the boats on Bay Lake.
Wow.
In between the
Cool.
resorts. I really think that the driver wasn't supposed to do that.
I'm thinking no.
Thinking not.
That's not on a track.
No, but again, Miller just felt like, you could see in his mind he was the skipper on, some kind of fancy ship. That's
The
just where
SS
he went
Minnow.
to. Yeah. Let's hope not hope for that one.
Is that a real boat somewhere?
Now, John,
3
you
hour
had a magical moment story about your mom, right?
Well, this was, I was a kid, I had saved up money, we went to Disney, and my mom did not get traveler's checks like she was supposed to. So she had about $1,100 in cash, which was supposed to last our 8 days that we were there. And we went to the Adventurers Club, we went into the library, and we saw one of those great shows there at the time. That's not there anymore. And we were in the elevator going upstairs, and she goes, "Oh, my bag!" And I'm like, really? Now, we're from New York. In New York, after 10 minutes of losing your bag with $1,100, I'm sorry, but you'll get your bag back, but you're not getting the $1,100.
Right.
And by the time the elevator packed, everybody left, and we got back down and got back and tried to get back into the library. It was a while. It was about 15 minutes had passed. And, everything was cleaned up. And one of the actors, I really forget who it was, never came out of character, kept up whatever character they were in, and handed the bag back to my mother, asking her for her name and her ID, and told her, don't worry, and everything was intact. And that's when we had that feeling that, we're in Disney, and it's okay.
That's beautiful.
It really was good. And they knew she was worried. They could see that she was,
Well,
It
who
was-
wouldn't be? $1,100.
but she should have gotten the traveler's checks, and so we don't have to worry about
Lesson
that.
learned, but
Is
the
your mom
cast
watching
member
tonight?
saved the day.
No, probably not. She
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
even know how to log onto the computer. I'm lucky she could do the microwave.
Poor mom.
Someday I have to meet John's mom.
Just thought the microwave was a cell phone once,
The
please.
stories are just
The
too
panda
good.
mom.
I
We
can't
gotta
hear
meet her.
you.
I can't hear you.
So,
Why do you keep saying you're done?
Scott, you had a story that just happened to us this last weekend of a magical
Oh,
moment.
yes, I do. We were at the Perlmutters hosted a little bit of a Hanukkah party over at the Wilderness Lodge, correct? And down in the
Roaring Fork.
Roaring Forks, thank you. If I didn't have you, what would I do? We're down in the Roaring Forks, and it was fun, and we played the dreidel game and everything, and it was a really good time. I really enjoyed myself. And I had to leave to go make a quick call, and I was walking out, and I saw a cast member, and I'm wanting to talk to all the cast members because they're always so awesome. And I stopped to talk to this cast member who was standing there, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And he said, "Oh, good." He said, "How's your day going?" And I said, "It's an awesome day." So really having a good time. I said, "How's your day?" And he goes, "Oh, it's pretty good." He said, "But, he goes, I handled the fireworks cruise, and a family didn't show up." And I said, "Oh, well, that's too bad." I said, "What do you do when that happens? People just don't show up or whatever." And he goes, "Well, sometimes we just pack up the boat. Other times, we try to find another family to fill the boat and whatever." And I said, "Oh, that's interesting." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, is your family here? And I said, well, sort of. I said, I have a whole bunch of people here that are friends, sort of like family. And he said, well, he goes, would you guys like to go on the cruise? And I said, are you kidding me? I said, is this like a free thing, or are you looking for, us to pay for this? He goes, oh, no, it's free. It's all good. And I went, do you mind going for a little walk with me? And he said, absolutely not. So I walked him down to where we were playing the dreidel game. And I said, hey, this awesome gentleman, his name was Scott, by the way. Yeah, Scott.
Must be the name.
It's something in the name. So I said, hey, this awesome cast member would like to take all of you guys on an awesome free cruise for the fireworks tonight. And I think everybody kind of, their jaws dropped. Everybody was grabbing their stuff.
Can I pick up the story from here?
Please do.
Okay, so there was a group of us that were there celebrating Hanukkah with Scott and Cheryl. They were throwing this Hanukkah party for those that weren't able to attend the Very Merry Christmas party. And it was late, and we had just spent a really long day in the park, so many of us were very, very tired, me in particular. So I'm sitting there spinning the dreidel, like, bobbing my head up and down, just trying to hold on as long as I can. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. Here's some M&Ms, and I just...
You know what? That, I don't know if I can put the whole thing down as a jailism, but that was beautiful. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
I made it out of clay. Here's some M&Ms.
Well, we were using...
I don't really want to play.
We were using M&Ms to play. Okay, it was my first Hanukkah party. I was trying to be a really good sport. I was very, very tired. So, anyway, so Scott comes in with this man in a lifeguard suit and explains that we're being offered this free cruise. And it really took my brain a second to wrap around that, because when does that ever happen?
Never.
I've never heard of that happening. I suppose it does. But, so once I realized that this was for real, and that this guy was offering us seats on a private firework boat experience, I think a bolt of lightning hit me, because I have never been re-energized so quickly. The Energizer Bunny had nothing on me in this moment.
Okay, this is true, because I saw JL bounce out of Roaring Fork.
I did.
She bounced, literally.
Like Tigger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely. Yeah. I jumped up, I raised my hand as high as I could, and I said, me, I'm going on this cruise. And he said, well, you might want to bring a jacket because it's pretty cold out there. I grabbed my jacket that was on the chair, I held it up, I said, I have got a down jacket, it's me. I'm ready to go. So I stood there next to the man with the lifeguard. You should have seen everyone else, guys. Dreidels, latkes, and M&Ms were flying all over the place. The menorah got thrown in a bag. You have never seen any party clean up that fast in your life. We all were out of there.
We have to thank Shelly, because she actually did stay and clean up after.
Shelly Cran helped, pick up the disaster whirlwind that was left behind, because when I tell you that M&Ms were flying, that is not an exaggeration. I mean, it was. We were out. The menorah did get thrown in a bag. I mean, I don't even know if that thing was like ripped out of the wall or what. All I know is that within 30 seconds, even Todd and Cheryl were out the door, laughing and giggling, and we all followed him like he was the Pied Piper, and we're the little children like and all screaming, "This is the best Hanukkah party ever!" And
Todd and Cheryl know how to throw a party.
I know. I have to tell you, this is the first time I ever celebrated Hanukkah, and I'm very tempted to celebrate it every single year after this. It was a rockin' time. So we got on this boat, and they passed out blankets. He's like, there's free hot chocolate and free chips and free soda. And we're like, oh my word, it's all free. We're on a private boat with our private driver. He drives us around. We see this beautiful holiday firework thing going on with the music pumped in. We're laughing. I think it was also a lot of a nervous laughing, because we were already shaking so bad because it was cold. And just screaming crazy things like, yes, the first Innermouse cruise. We upgraded from the Tom Sawyer raft to the private boat on the Bay Lake. So it was great.
If I could give you any visual of this whole night, besides the fireworks from the boat, it would be the moment that the lifeguard was standing there next to Scott and had this little clipboard and looked at us and said, would you like to go or whatever? And everybody just went, and we looked at each other like, is it serious?
Yeah,
there was
we all
like this
didn't
awkward,
know.
silent, like slow motion moment, and then it was like, like the family from Home Alone, everybody was just up running around like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Oh, where's my purse? Where's my cell phone? Ah! It was crazy.
Well, see,
was crazy.
I have a tendency to mess with everybody, and really, when I saw your faces when I first said this, you all looked at me like, "Yeah, right, Scott's just got another."
I
one of
really
his
didn't.
things."
That's what I didn't believe you. I thought you were joking around.
I wasn't there, and I'm very sorry I wasn't.
Yeah, you missed the first Inner-Rouse cruise. So anyway, but that wasn't even where it ended. So he took us to see the fireworks, which was beautiful. And then as if that wasn't enough, he was really enjoying himself because we were engaging him. And this goes really into the whole cast member thing that we're talking about. It's not just they're doing their job. It's they are enjoying their job and going the extra mile. So he loves that we're having a good time. And he says, hey, do you guys have some more time? Do you want me to take you for a tour around the lake? We were like, by all means. So he took us around the whole thing, told us about every single island. And, you know, stories like the shoe tree. Have y'all heard about the shoe tree?
No.
You want to tell about the shoe tree?
Yeah. So there's this tree on Bay Lake by around the River Country area that's kind of just hanging out there. And it's more so in the water. And there are sneakers, you know, tied in a knot by the laces hung over the branches. And I think what happens is is it from lifeguard to something else? When they're
moved from recreation to
Okay.
somewhere else.
So when they do a transfer or if they're leaving the job altogether, the people from recreation try and throw their shoes over the branches of this, but it is absolutely not allowed, so it's like a sneaky thing.
The trick is to do it without being caught.
I could do it.
I wanted to add too that we had some really cool friends with us, like Lori Abramson was there. A lot of them are in the chat right now.
Lynn
and
was there.
Shane, Lynn. I think the most exciting thing for me, and of course Todd and Cheryl, I adored that we were all so tired, and I knew that Lynn was coming to hang out with us, and I was like, gosh, she's going to think we're so boring, you know? This really stinks. And then, literally, Lynn, walked in, and then it was, firework cruise time. And I was like,
Yeah.
Sweet! So it was really cool time
It was
for her to come hang
great.
out
Don't
with us.
forget Megan. Megan was there as well. And,
Yes, and Megan, my runner girl.
So it was fantastic. We got this really great, thorough cruise. Took a long time. We were freezing by the time it was over, but we have never been happier. We got to see the electrical water parade in addition to the fireworks.
They call it. Is it the pageant? Do they call it the?
Electrical water pageant.
Pageant.
Yeah.
We were about 7 feet from it at one point.
Wow.
It was so close.
Wow.
It was incredibly close.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen it from the Poly, so
And
that's awesome.
This is really going to drive the point home of what I'm saying about the cast members. So we all left. It was late. What time do you think we left, Nicole? Was it
Left
left the boat?
Oh, it was pretty late, around the 11, or probably close to 11, because he said he had to be done at 11.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. So then we got back to the lodge. We went home. I drove, half an hour home. And by the time I got home and checked my email, there was an email in my box from the driver of the boat thanking me for having everyone on the cruise and making his night so memorable and fun, because he had a really good time with us since we were having a good time. I was floored.
Oh my God,
I didn't even know that he had my email. I mean, I had mentioned, okay, I do have to say, I found this really impressive, and he totally made my night. So he was talking about the podcast that he listens to and he enjoys and everything. And I said, yes. I said, I have a website called thedisneydrivenlife.com. And he goes, yeah. Like he totally knew what I was talking about. And I said, you've heard of it? And he said, oh yeah. And I said, oh my gosh. Well, I'm in DM number 1. That's so exciting. And he was like, yeah, of course. So I guess what he had done was went to the website.
Sure.
And got my email from there and sent an email to me. But I was floored,
That
thinking
doesn't explain how we got your phone number, though.
8675309. Yeah, the J stands for Jenny, just so you all know.
Well, as that night went on, I kept getting tweets from all of you guys, and it was really nice because you guys were all thanking me, and it wasn't really me; it was the other Scott who did it all. But that was very nice of all you guys.
Well, I was just thrilled. I was thrilled and floored to get home, and I mean, we are the ones who should be thankful to him for
agreed.
giving us what they call a magical moment. But he was actually thanking us.
Well, that's
I mean,
good.
that's amazing.
That's great. You made his night then.
Yeah, well, and he certainly made ours. All right, well, John, you had one that you wanted to share about some.
There's a few in the, when he used to stay in the Polynesian, in the concierge every now and then when I would save up enough money. I would go there, and they knew that they would always try to upgrade me from a garden view to a castle view. And one day they couldn't, one time, and they knew that I would be disappointed. So when I got in, there was this big poster of the castle on the sliding glass door. And it was just that they knew, and it was that, thought that made it good. They also knew that I was petrified of spiders. So when I took the sheet off the bed, when I checked in, there were hundreds of plastic spiders there.
That's awesome.
It's awesome to you. Awesome. I didn't find it fun at all. And I went downstairs and they're like, "What?
We didn't do anything."
Yeah, they knew. And I didn't like that at all. But what I think is really amazing is, should I talk about the housekeeping?
You can talk about whatever you would like to talk about.
Did you ever? Okay, I'm sure we all have housekeeping stories because they seem to do amazing things with rags and towels. But we used to have a lot of these little Beanie Baby things. It was the big thing at the time. We used to have Mickey and a whole bunch of characters. They were always doing something when we got back. We would leave the park early sometimes just to see what the Beanie Babies were up to. And there were times where we'd leave for like an hour and we'd be like, "You think?" And I'd be like, "You think?" And sometimes it would be done already.
It's like Toy Story.
I mean, they would have like rags tied together and they'd be escaping from something to go out, almost out the window. But the best one was they were hanging like a ride on the ceiling fan that was on, and 4 of them were spinning around the ceiling fan.
No way!
Now that could have started at 10 a.m., and then when we got back at like 11 p.m. at night from Pleasure Island, these Beanie Babies were still going around, and the music was on. It was like da 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 da. It was pretty funny, and that was special. That it was almost like, how can they top this next year? The other thing was the Tigger. We had bought a Tigger plush, and it had a rip in the back where the fluffing was coming out. It was like a really expensive Tigger plush. So they said, "Where are you going today?" And they saw us with the Tigger in our hands. And they said, we said, "We're going to Epcot, but we have to go to Magic Kingdom first to exchange Tigger." They said, "No, you go to Epcot. We're going to go to Magic Kingdom and exchange Tigger for you."
No way.
And I said, "Wow, thank you." They said, "Maybe we could do it from our gift shop, but maybe not, because even though it's Disney, it's still a separate store." So they actually took a van over to Magic Kingdom for me, changed for a new Tigger, had it in the room for us. We went to Epcot, didn't have to waste our time.
Wow.
That's pure magic. And people that cared on vacation, it was amazing.
They really love you. I mean, to know you personally enough to know that you hate spiders, and I mean, I love it that they have that sense of humor.
I used to fax them 10 days before, remember?
I know, but is that the only thing you did? I mean, come on.
No, but then we made friends with them while we were there.
They can't know that you love that you hate spiders just by sending them a fax.
I would ask them to clean the balcony. There is a thing in the Polynesian called de-spider the balcony, and it's actually a thing where you hear them going, "Please de-spider 422."
Oh, that is hilarious. And so they knew that you wanted something de-spidered, and so instead they put tons of spiders in your bed.
That's hilarious.
I love those people. Wait, did you tell us about the upgraded view?
Yeah, with the big poster of the castle.
I think that is so. I mean, that's amazing.
They just were like, "Here, now you have your castle view."
What a special touch, because that is showing you that they know who you are and they care. And even though they're actually, throwing a jab because you didn't get what you wanted and making fun of you, but that's hilarious. It makes it all good.
Yeah, and then somebody took the time to print it up even, and it was great. Yeah.
What a personalized vacation.
Yeah, it was so hard we knew that they would want to top it again next year, and it was really hard for them to try to think of new ways to shock us, and it was getting harder and harder. But they did all the time. They really did, until I moved here and didn't go anywhere.
Well, I truly believe, John, that if you take a moment and you talk to some of the cast members, like I always talk to the people who clean my room, because they're always awesome.
It personalizes.
And I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than going down for your breakfast in the morning to get your cup of coffee, you're not quite awake, and you've made friends with these people. And you come out of your room and they're like, "Scott, how are you today?" Yeah. Come over and give me a big hug. And I'm like, "Oh, great." They're like, "Where are you off to?" Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to here." "Well, today's extra magic hours. Make sure you get there at blah, blah, blah." And they're just so sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think if you take that extra 2 minutes and just say hi to someone. I remember getting onto the Great Movie Ride. This was a few years ago. And there was a young girl there, and I think she was in training. But she's very cute and very sweet. And I was there with my wife, and they were playing the music and everything, and it was almost a waltz that was playing. So I grabbed a hold of the girl, the cast member, and started waltzing with her around that big area that's there.
Like the movie area?
Well, right before we get on the car, there's that big area?
Right, before you
and
get
so I started waltzing with her. Her face turned beet red, but she had a huge smile on her face. And, I kind of spun around and got back to my wife, and I kind of, let her drift off. kind of thing, and I said, "Have a great day." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, it was so funny." It was really beautiful, but they will make your vacation just 100 times better.
They really can.
Yeah.
You had another funny story to tell about concerning your mom.
Oh boy, guys, I don't know if you're ready for this one.
Okay.
Watch me
Buckle your
get
seatbelt.
Nicole now. Are you listening?
This is an epic
say no,
story.
No, John, no one's listening.
Okay, I'm on vacation again with Mom, and Mom doesn't have a filter. Okay, there's no brain that says, don't say this or change the words. So the words that I'm going to use for you today are not the same words that Mom used. Keep this in mind. I'm with Chip and Dale. She loves Chip and Dale. Okay, she loves Lady and the Tramp, Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale come over to the table. We're at the Polynesian character breakfast. And like it even matters. How can I tell the difference between you and then the other one, your brother? Because I think she only saw one. How do I know the difference between Chip and Dale? The character says, or does, this. Okay, now this hand is going to my bottom. And what they're trying to say is the color of the nose and the tail. And very seriously, she looks right at Chip and goes, "His fur smells like poop?" She did not use the word poop. There were children around.
It was more colorful than that.
The character put his hands on his eyes like this, ran into the back, and then every character, I knew there was something going on. It was scary. I mean, I wanted to eat my scrambled eggs, and
run
it was
away.
like they all came over around her and did.
Shame.
And she's like, "Why? Why? He told me that his fur smells like." I was like, "No, this isn't happening." And the characters are totally into this now. You can actually hear laughter.
They're not supposed to be making noise.
No.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's awesome.
So this is what I still deal with, and it's good comedy, but it's embarrassing.
Well,
I gotta meet your mom.
Speaking about Chip and Dale, I have one more cast member story to tell. And it's something that actually did happen just this last weekend that I was really moved when I heard it. While we were there at reunion, one of our friends, Tom, his grandmother, I believe, passed away while we were there. And, obviously that's a hard thing. From what I understand, it was unexpected. It wasn't something like they knew that Grandma was on her way out. So he hadn't really planned for this and naturally was very upset. So to cheer him up, a few of our friends that we had been hanging out with for the weekend went into a gift store. They were going to get him some Chip and Dale memorabilia because he loves Chip and Dale. Just kind of a little present to see if they could bring a smile to his face. Well, when they went into the gift store and they were talking to the cast member was asking if she could help them. And, they explained, "Oh, well, we're just trying to find something for our friend while we've been here. His grandmother passed away, and he's been kind of uncertain whether he needs to go home or stay, and we just really want to try to make him feel better, and he really likes Chip and Dale." So the cast member located a pair of Chip and Dale plushies that came together as a set, and she gave it to them and told them, "Give this to your friend and just tell him that, it's on the mouse and that we're really hoping that, he will, feel better and
That's really nice.
That's awesome.
kind of help ease the pain a little bit." But I thought that is really powerful and really moving to just give away something when you know that it's going to mean. I mean, this cast member, he wasn't even there. He wasn't even present at the time that this was happening. She just heard his story and reacted to it and gifted him in a way that she knew that would mean something to him. And I was in awe. I was in awe.
Kristen
of that.
says they were crying. They made the cast member come out and hug them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have been too if I had been there. So, I just want to thank, if there's any cast members or former cast members listening tonight, thank you. Thank you for what you do, for the way that you give, not just during the season of giving, but every day to all of the people in the park, whether they be cranky or happy or whatever it is. We know that you give your all, and to make our vacations very special and our family moments unforgettable. And we just want to extend our thanks to you for that.
Absolutely.
And if you've had a special situation happen between you and a cast member, please write to Disney and let them know what has happened to you. I'm not sure how it works, John. Are you familiar? They get some kind of reward or some kind of affirmation or thumbs up from Disney corporate, don't they?
The cast member that I used to know was waiting for her partner's award, and it was a very special award. It was very hard to get. She missed it so many years, and I know that those letters would have gone towards it. I think it was a Mickey Partners thing, and she gets a statue or a pin, and it really means a lot. Partners is the top award in the company, actually, I'm being told by Keith.
So you can return.
Yeah, even go to guest relations. If you don't want to sit and write a whole letter, go to guest relations. They will give you a sheet to fill out. And you just fill out your name there. You don't have to put too much information, your number, and you can write the situation right there.
I highly recommend that you do that because that's a way of giving back to them after they've given to you. It goes a long way, helps them with their job. And while I don't have an address for you right here tonight on the show, I will put them in the show notes. And
people will complain all the time. It's very rare that somebody writes when something good happens.
Yes,
so
you're right.
it's really good to do that if you can.
It's just as important to take the time when something special like that happens to notify them.
And they'll make more special things.
Just as important as when something goes wrong to notify them of that as well.
Agreed.
Well, with that, I think we're going to wrap up this episode of Inner Mouse and get on with our
One more
shout-outs.
cast member thing.
Yes, go ahead.
If you see me at Via Napoli, just let me in. You don't want a problem on your hands. Thank you. Thank you.
So John's not only hoping that you'll give to him, he's expecting it now.
You don't have to give. Just
I'm not
get
really
me in.
sure where this sense of entitlement comes from.
Captain Ego!
Exactly. All right. With that, let's get on with our shout-outs. Shouting out the NDP community. This week we have NDD number 29, James B. in Pennsylvania. Hi, James. NDD number 30, John P. in Pennsylvania. Hi, John. NDI number 31, April B. in Florida. Hi, April. NDI number 32, Mary B. in Massachusetts. Hi, Mary. NDK number 31, Diana M. in Alabama. Hi, Diana.
Oh,
Diana.
Diana.
NDK number 32, Zach G. in Georgia. Hey, Zach. NDM number 78, Amy N. in Illinois. Hi, Amy. NDM number 79, Wendy A. in Tennessee. Hi, Wendy. NDM number 80, Lauren T. in Illinois. Hi, Lauren. NDM number 81, Gina P. in Texas. Hi, Gina. NDM number 82, Amanda E. in Texas. Hi, Amanda. NDM number 83, Becky H. in Virginia. Hi, Becky. NDH number 27, Jason N. in Georgia. Hi, Jason. NDH number 28, Eric A. in Minnesota. Hi, Eric. NDW number 27, Deborah A. in Nevada. Hi, Deborah. NDW number 28, Sandy G. in Ohio. Hi, Sandy. NDM number 84, Mary A. in Massachusetts. Hi, Mary. NDM number 85, Carolyn C. in Massachusetts. Hi, Carolyn. NDM number 86, Robin C. in Maryland. Hi, Robin. NDM number 87, Sonia I. in Ontario, Canada. Hi, Sonia. We are so glad that you decided to stand up and be counted. If you too would like an official position on the NDP roster, please write to us at becounted@thedisneydrivenlife.com. We'll need your first name, your last initial, your home state, your Twitter handle if you have one. Make sure you let us know. Do you want to be a mom, dad, husband, wife, auntie, uncle, grandmom, granddad, individual, teen, kid, or critter? We look forward to hearing from you. And until next week, live the life.
Thank you.
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Thank
Love you guys.
They're saying it's too loud.
About it with, and then there's always a giveaway too, so you got that to look forward to. And then also Henry Work and Len Tessa. Henry showed up at our meet. We were so privileged to have him there. They're with touringplans.com. They also donated some Touring Plans subscriptions to give away at our meet, which we did. We gave some to the Inner Box people. So they weren't missing out on the other giveaways. We did have some fantastic giveaways.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Howard had brought in, we gave away a park hopper pass, and we gave away fast passes, that not your average fast pass, but a fast pass that you could use at any time and choose between 3 different rides. And one set of fast passes was for the Animal Kingdom, the other was for the studios, I believe, and was one for Magic Kingdom?
I thought it was Epcot.
Epcot, yeah.
Epcot? Okay. So we were just giving away things right and left.
I was shocked with how many prizes
It was amazing.
We had the limited edition, weren't they limited edition? The
Pen
Haunted
set.
Mansion
Haunted
pen
Mansion.
set.
Those were donated by Becky Barrett, and we want to send out a thank you to her as well.
Becky.
Thank you, Becky.
She was so
That's
giving.
BB 1955. I love Becky.
She's
I
here.
love Becky too. She's awesome.
Absolutely. She was a big part in helping us to have a successful meet, and we're really grateful to her.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot forget Todd and Cheryl Perlmutter. They were running the live stream and chat the whole time so that the Innerbox people could connect with us. And Lynn Wiltsey, is that how you say it, Lynn? Lynn Wiltsey. She gave us some adorable little gift bags with little presents for the kids that showed up.
Yeah,
so I
that's
loved
nice.
it. It was a big family affair. It wasn't just checking out those pictures because they are all waiting to find out who won the coloring contest.
Well, most of the kids did ask me who won, and the truth is they all won. Weekly, I believe. Is that correct? That they will
Yes.
be on the Disney-driven line?
Yes,
awesome.
we've decided
Yeah.
that we are going to somehow get copies of these pictures that these beautiful NDKs colored. We're going to feature one a week on the DisneyDrivenLife.com.
Awesome. And there was, let me tell you, there were some really good colors.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Like, I thought they were going to be like scribble. They were
going to
pristine.
town.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were
They
doing
were
their
serious.
best for you.
They were.
They
Well,
were
you know, my
absolutely
wife
doing
is
their
so
best.
proud that you made her the
Official
official
Peggy,
Ripper.
Scott's wife was the official Ripper because we had 4 Disney coloring books. And the kids were like, how are we going to get the pictures on? So you have to go to that lady there, and she will tear neatly the page out for you. And I was like, when I went up to Peggy, she took it very seriously. Like, yes, I've already had 2. Like,
She's
orders
qualified.
had come in.
She's qualified, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. She handled it with grace and style, so.
Thank you to
Definitely.
everyone that signed the guest book. It
Oh,
was
I gotta
very
read that.
heartwarming to read it.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
We
Yes,
are
I
gonna
read
be
it the other
making
night.
time.
Oh, that was incredible. And all of your comments were very well taken, and we appreciate it, and it means a lot to us. What I'd like to do, JL, can we possibly, if I scan in all those pages, could we possibly put up a page for something for the show, and we can show people's
Anything
comments?
is possible.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah, we have a few people to thank for everything that went down at our first meet. I think
Mm-hmm.
the first one would be Rick Howard. He was our primary sponsor.
Yep.
Rick is with Kingdom Magic Travel and the Travel with Rick vlog. Definitely go check out the Travel with Rick vlog. I'm on it a couple times.
I know, I've seen you.
Because I've been in some of his episodes. It's a really fun vlog where he goes through a ride through every week, and then he's got a guest that he usually talks about. Ready?
Living the life around the world. It's time for Inner Mouse, your Disney lifestyle destination with JL, John, Scott, and Nicole. Oh, holy, oh, gosh.
Hey everyone! Welcome again to another episode of Inner Mouse, the vidcast for those who are striving to lead a Disney-driven life. I'm JL from the DisneyDrivenLife.com. With me here this evening are John, guest blogger for the Disney Food Blog,
Thank you.
Scott from CollectAMouse.com,
What up, peeps?
and Nicole, neurotic Disney individual extraordinaire.
Hello, everybody.
We have a great episode, as usual, in store for you, but also as usual, before we get into it, we're going to start off with some housekeeping. Take it, Scott.
Hey, guys. Just to let everybody know, Nicole didn't move up to PA. Yes, I am still in Florida. And we are recording here live at the Keith Barrett Studios. Our new website is now up. So if you check out innermouse.com, it is up. It is a work in progress. We will continue to add to it, modify it. Would love to hear your comments, suggestions. And you know you can email us at show@innermouse.com. So check it out. Let us know what you think. Next week, well, let me start off by saying right now we're working on the DDL Academy Awards.
Woo!
Yeah.
And the voting is over on December 13th. Am I correct, JL, on that? December
Yes.
13th. So we need you to get your votes in as soon as possible.
Scott, where do I go to vote?
Well, John, it's amazing that you...
Evening, I wanted to introduce something that I thought we should maybe call Care and Share, where we can kind of update our listeners as well as ourselves as what's happened over the last week. And we had a big thing happen this last week.
Big old thing.
Yeah,
Here's a big
Nicole,
thing.
why don't you go ahead and get into it?
Well, I assume you're referring to our first Inner Mouse meet,
I am.
which was fantastic. We want to give a big thank you so much to everyone that came. We had some awesome swag that we gave away, like t-shirts, buttons, window clings. There were a lot of people that came together to help us out and get those things.
We gave away
It was epic.
prizes.
It was a big
We gave away
success on
prizes.
so many
It was a
levels.
complete success. Our minds exploded with the results of what happened. We had, from as best we could tell, a little over 70 people show up, and that just blew our minds.
Do we know how many people were in the box, too? Because we
I
had people
heard
in the
different
box.
things, so I'm not sure. I wasn't watching it the whole time. Some people told me 10, some people told me about 20. So I'm not sure at any given time what the exact number was, but
Gotcha.
we definitely had our inner box people there with us.
Inner
Nice.
boxers.
Gotta love the inner
In
boxes.
addition to the 70 whatever it was that showed up to party with us in the Animal Kingdom Jumbo House.
Great place to have a meeting.
I thought it was called Jumbo House.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
do think that, don't you?
The ostriches came.
The ostriches showed up and a
Yeah,
giraffe.
they did.
A roan, what is it, a roan elk or antelope or something like that as well.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
The kids were loving it. We had all the animals come out and lots of good things. The panda children's table was a
That was
huge
awesome.
success.
Oh, that was huge.
I was happy that it was because I figured if you build it, they will come, and it really happened. I was like, that's
Those
satisfying
kids,
that it
They were
worked.
totally into it. So, you are going to have to be...
You would ask that because I have that answer. You will go to the DDL page, and it's the DDL Academy Awards 2010 page.
So over on the DisneyDrivenLife.com, if you are looking in the left sidebar with the list of pages, select the one that says DDL Academy Awards 2010.
Thank you.
There you're going to
Thanks for the
find a
clarification.
survey that we want you to fill out where you're going to cast your vote for your favorite nominees in the various categories. We want everyone to go out, vote, represent so we can have the most accurate results for, so that we can see who are the people we should honor the most for making a great impact and helping us all to lead a Disney-driven life.
And thanks for that. We appreciate it. And we will be announcing the winners on our next show, which will be on the 14th. And we'll announce all the winners. And we hope that you guys tune in. It should be an awe-inspiring show that I'm hoping we win an Academy Award for the show itself.
You do not want to miss it. We're all going to be glammed up, glitter dresses, tuxedos, top hats, and all for the very first Disney-Driven Life Academy Awards ceremony.
It's funny because when the Academy Awards announced the host is always so amazed that they got picked and they love it. I wonder who's going to be the MC for these Academy Awards.
Well, that would be you, John.
Oh my God! I didn't even know. It's so cool.
I know him.
I'm so upset that I didn't get chosen.
You are the host, the co-host MC.
Another reason why you don't want to miss it next week. Our very own Panda will be emceeing the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
So be sure to join us next week right here for the Disney-Driven Life Academy Awards ceremony. Is that all that we have for mousekeeping?
That's what I got.
Okay. And again, before we got into our topic for the